Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we discuss all things financial literacy. How do you stop being broke all the time? And that's not a rhetorical question. That's something that I had to figure out the hard way. And for years, I was trapped in this vicious cycle where no matter how much money I earned, no matter how much I seemed to do, I just never got ahead. The bills would pile up, my debt would grow, and my stress would follow me everywhere that I went. What really made it worse was the feeling of being stuck. And I would look at people around me who seemed to be thriving and I would wonder, what is their secret and why can't I get ahead the way that they do? And the truth is, I wasn't unlucky, I wasn't cursed. I just had broken financial habits that guaranteed I would stay broke until I was able to actually fix them. And that's exactly what I eventually did. I made a decision to change my relationship with money and it completely transformed my entire life. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how you can use Bitcoin and consistency to change your entire financial future just by investing as little as $1 per day. You don't need to have good credit. You don't need to be a financial genius. You just need to be patient and consistent. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. When I look back at the turning points in my financial journey, one decision stands out above all the rest. One day, I decided to convert a majority of my investments into Bitcoin, which turned out to be one of the smartest moves that I ever made. And why would I do this? Well, that's because I believe that my Bitcoin portfolio has the potential to outperform everything else I could ever earn in my entire lifetime. And I'm not just saying by a little, I mean by an overwhelming margin. Now, before we dive into numbers, I want to stress something very important. The real foundation of this shift wasn't just choosing Bitcoin. It was the discipline of reducing my expenses, making extra money, and channeling that money into assets that actually grow. If you can trim even a small amount from your spending and consistently put it towards something that appreciates in value, your entire financial outlook will begin to change. I have an entire video where I talk about how your paycheck won't make you wealthy unless you change these few things. That video will show you how to get your finances under control. I'm going to link that video right here, and the title may be different, but again, the link's going to be right here. And I think that is a great place to start if you want to get a hold of your finances, and that way you can do something about this right now and you can get invested into this asset. So let's break this down step by step, because once you see the math, it becomes undeniable. Right now, you're looking at a Bitcoin DCA calculator from charts.bitbo.io/DCA. And this is a really great site. I'm going to put it in the description below. Now, this site focuses on Bitcoin metrics, charts, and indicators. And the charts and the data covers things like price history, technical indicators, but where it really shines is cycle repeat and projections. Now, later we're going to go to this site, but the screenshot that I took, this one actually stopped in July of 2025. So exactly 1 year prior to today. And that was just the reason why when I originally made this same video, YouTube took it down. This was what was going on at the time. Now, again, later on, we're going to be going to the actual site so you can see numbers from today. But what's most important is that you understand exactly how dollar cost averaging would have worked for you in the past. Imagine for a moment that you managed to save $200 per month. That is not a life-changing number on its own, right? Most people could find $200 to cut if they really examine their budget, like skip daily takeout or cook more meals at home or cancel a subscription or two, or maybe even just pick up like one extra shift. There are dozens of ways to squeeze out $200 from an average lifestyle. Now let's look at what would have happened if you took that $200 and you bought Bitcoin every single month for the past 5 years. Again, this stops at 2025. Technically it's 4, but really it's 5 because we're in 2026. Now look at our chart after 4 years from 2025, right, of sticking with our plan. You would have invested $9,800 of your own money, and now you have $29,264.01. Now just think about that for one moment. Again, it may be confusing because of the screenshot, but 4 years prior to July 2025, so now you have like 2021, right? You did $200. That was it, right? 9,800 turned to $29,264.01. Most people in America don't even have $1,000 to their name. They don't have it in savings, and they certainly don't have it invested. Now, if you did nothing else but commit $200 a month, you'd already be ahead of the majority of people. And here's where it gets even better. Bitcoin doesn't just sit there. Over time, the value grows and the growth accelerates. Even if you eventually stop adding new money, the stash you've already built continues to work for you. Now, towards the end of this video, once again, we'll look at the site, but let's take this further with a real projection of the future. Suppose you continue buying $200 worth of Bitcoin every month for the next 8 years. By 2033, you'd have accumulated 6.172 million Satoshis. Satoshis being the smallest unit of Bitcoin. That's not a number that most people can visualize, so let's put this into perspective. Those 6.172 million Satoshis represent a meaningful fraction of a Bitcoin. And if by that year, the price of Bitcoin climbs to $964,354.19 per coin, the portion that you've acquired would carry significantly more value. And again, at the end of this video, I'll show you how I came to that price prediction by 2033, so stay with me. Now, let's say life gets in the way and you can't keep contributing after 2033. Maybe you lose your job, maybe expenses rise, or maybe you just chose to stop. The beauty is you don't need to keep buying. You simply hold on to what you already have. You own it. Now, fast forward to 2041 and that same stash could be worth $354,000. That's money working for you while you do nothing more than just practice patience. Put it further out to 2045, just 19 years from today, and that projection would rise to $866,000. And keep in mind, guys, this is all from a plan where you only contributed $200 per month for the next 7 years from today. Now let's pause on that math. In total, you would have invested $19,200 during those 7 years, and that's less than the cost of a new car. And yet that amount could grow into nearly $1 million that continues to work for you for the rest of your life. That is the power of long-term compounding combined with a scarce digital asset like Bitcoin. Now, not everyone wants to focus on cutting expenses. Some people hate the idea of living frugally or denying themselves the things that they enjoy, and that is completely fine. There's always a different path, which is earning more money. And this is the path that I chose. Like, if you're like me, if you prefer to focus on growing your income, you can simply apply the same principles. So imagine you stick to a 50-30-20 budget lifestyle. 50% of your income covers needs, 30% goes to your wants, and 20% is saved or invested. That structure works really well for a lot of people. But here's how you take it up a level. What if on top of that, you find a way to boost your monthly income by $400? Maybe you take a side hustle, or you negotiate a raise, or you add freelance work. Now you have an extra $400. Under that 50-30-20 framework, you'd save 20% of that, or $80. But instead, imagine you decide to save 70% of that extra income, maybe putting aside $280 into investments. Suddenly, you've doubled your monthly contributions. Most people truly underestimate how powerful that small shift can be. A little extra income combined with discipline creates exponential results over time. So let's test that math again. Instead of $200 per month, what if you invested $400 per month into Bitcoin? After 4 years of sticking with that plan, you would have invested $19,600 of your own money that has now turned into $58,305.74. By 2035, that commitment would leave you with 6.6 million Satoshis. The difference is staggering compared to the $200 plan, because the more Bitcoin you secure up front, the greater your exposure to future growth will be. And here's the payoff. In 2035, that $400 per month contribution could be worth $200,000. Yet you would only have put in $48,000 by that point. Your investment would have more than quadrupled. The main lesson here is consistency. Whether it's $200 or $400, the key is buying every month and refusing to dip into your holdings. The discipline to stay the course is what separates people who stay broke from people who build real wealth. If you're able to commit to a plan like this, there comes a point where your finances will shift forever. Bills stop being terrifying, Trips to the grocery store stop being stressful. Utility payments feel like routine maintenance instead of emergencies. And I know this because I live the opposite. I know the feeling of swiping a card and seeing decline flashed on the screen. I know the embarrassment of calling a friend or a family member because I didn't have enough money to cover a really small bill. That kind of financial stress eats away at your confidence and your happiness, but the moment your investment account starts showing real growth, the weight begins to lift. Every dollar saved is adding a brick to a fortress around your financial future, and over time, the fortress becomes unshakable. Now, I know these big numbers are exciting, but let's zoom out to a smaller milestone. If you have $0 saved today, your first goal shouldn't be $50,000 or $100,000. Your first goal should be $100, then $200, then $400, and keep doubling until you cover at least a few months worth of expenses. Because once you have a few $1,000s saved, you no longer panic when an unexpected bill shows up. You handle it with confidence, knowing your safety net is already there. Here is one of the easiest ways to begin. Commit to just saving $1 per day. That adds up to $365 in 1 year. Believe it or not, most people on earth don't even have that much in savings. Just by doing this, you'd already be ahead of the majority. Now, once you hit that milestone, increase the pace. In year number 2, raise that to $2 per day. That is $730 saved that year, and that will bring you to year number 2 with $1,095 saved. For many people, that is the first time they've seen a savings account cross the $1,000 mark, and while it might seem small, it is proof that the system is working. By year 3, let's say you step it up to $5 a day. That's $1,825 saved in a year alone, and that would bring your total savings to $2,920. For the first time, you've got a few $1,000s tucked away, and that feels like real progress. But here's the best part. You're doing this with a very simple formula that almost anyone can follow. You don't have to be a financial expert. You just need the discipline to save at least a little more each year. However, saving and investing are only part of this equation. You want to improve your credit. That way you can keep more money to yourself and that money can be invested. When you have better credit, you may qualify for lower interest rates on credit cards, auto loans, mortgages, and other financial products. Instead of sending hundreds of dollars or even thousands of extra dollars to lenders through interest, you may be able to redirect more of that money towards your investments. Better credit also gives you access to funding that can help you start a business, purchase equipment, invest in marketing, or expand an existing business, and that's how credit and investing can work in tandem. Your investments can help you grow your money over time, while strong credit can help you borrow money at a lower cost and gain access to additional capital. When used responsibly, one can help you build the other. And if you're working on improving your credit, this is where Rising might be able to help you. Now, Rising is an all-in-one credit improvement platform that gives you access to your credit reports and your scores, and it also shows you what may be hurting your credit, and it helps you take action. It includes tools like a dispute template, bureau response tracking, the auto mail feature that allows you to mail your disputes directly from the mobile app or the website. You also get an easy guide to follow when you log into Rising. There is a step-by-step video that shows you exactly how to use these tools to submit your disputes. I suggest you use Rising as your 90-day credit improvement system to better understand what's being reported, to organize your disputes, and to actually see meaningful progress. Rising also includes up to 24 months of rental and utility trade lines that can back report your payment history, so you can add up to 2 years of account age to your credit profile instantly. Right now, you can access Rising through its $1 7-day trial. There will be a link in the description. There will also be a clickable link here on screen. Now, of course, life won't always move in a straight line. Some years will be good, others not so much. So let's imagine in year 4, you can't save anything else. Maybe you lose your job, maybe expenses skyrocket, and that is completely fine. You've already saved $2,920. And if that money is sitting in Bitcoin, it's still growing even if you don't add anything else to it that year. Now, picture year 5, things improve, you manage to save, let's say $1,500. That bumps up your total to $4,420. Already, you're in the top tier compared to most people, because the sad truth is many people never even cross that $1,000 safety net. Year 6 is even better. Maybe Maybe you land a brand new job, maybe you have a side hustle that pays off, or maybe you finally catch a break and you're able to save $10,000 that year. Suddenly, your total will soar to $14,420. And that could be from anywhere. Maybe it was from a tax return. Like you never really know. There are so many ways that you can set money aside. But this is not just money. That is freedom. That is a cushion that no one can take away from you. And it happened because you stuck to a system where you save both in good years and bad years, and you put the money into an asset that actually grows. Now let's talk about the strategy that makes this almost foolproof, and that is reoccurring buys. Now, I want to be honest with you. For me personally, I invest $200 right now of my money into Bitcoin every single day, not month, every single day. That is how I'm dollar cost averaging at this time. And I'm not saying you need to do that, but the idea is simple. You commit to buying a set amount of Bitcoin on a regular schedule, and for you, that could be daily, weekly, or monthly. Don't worry about the price. Don't try to time the market. Just buy consistently and let time do the work for you. Now, these screenshots, they will be skewed based on the time that you're watching this video, but it would have been worth around $4,491. Not only that, you'd have 3.8 million Satoshis tucked away. That is a 196% return while barely noticing the daily cost. Now let's scale this up. Instead of $1 a day, what if you put $20 a week? Over the same time period, that would have been $4,180, but the value of your Bitcoin would have been $12,860. That is more than triple your money. The longer you stick with reoccurring buys, the better this number gets. Now, if you would have started buying 7 years ago consistently, you'd own about 0.26 Bitcoin. Your total investment would have been around $6,280, but the value today, it would have been closer to about $30,366. Now, that is a 383% return, and it came simply from being consistent and not by timing the market. Now, again, my screenshots will be skewed to last year, but that is okay. Honestly, I don't think that it's going to matter, because the beauty of reoccurring buys is that they turn investing into a habit instead of a gamble. Now let's stretch the timeline. What if you would have started 11 years ago buying Bitcoin at $20 every single week? Over that period, you'd have invested $10,440. Not a huge number when you think about it. That's about the cost of a used car. But today, that would be worth around $441,344. And that is incredible. Less than $11,000 invested, and the outcome is nearly $500,000. That's life-changing wealth. And in Bitcoin terms, you'd earn around 6.5 or around 6 entire coins. Now, think about how scarce that is. Right now, the global Bitcoin network produces just 3.125 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. If you had 6 full Bitcoins, you'd own more than the entire world mines in that span. That's the power of getting in, staying consistent, and holding on. Now, I am a strong believer that Bitcoin isn't stopping at $100,000 or even $1 million. I believe that one day each of these coins can reach 10 million, 50 million, or even $100 million per coin. And if that happens, the Bitcoin you accumulate today won't just change your life. It could secure financial freedom for multiple generations of your family. The decision to save consistently today could ripple forward into your children's lives and well beyond that. At the end of the day, this isn't just about Bitcoin, it's about making better decisions with your money. So if you're buying like random stuff on Amazon and you're just wasting money today, you're stealing from your future financial security. Every dollar you redirect into savings is a dollar that compounds into freedom. And if you're ignoring opportunities to earn more, then you're limiting your potential. So work a little harder today. Pick up that extra side hustle and let those extra dollars buy your time back. It's really not complicated. Just make the right decisions in your 20s, 30s, and in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, you'll be thanking yourself. Even if you only stay disciplined for a few years, the compounding effect will keep rewarding you for decades. Currently, we are on charts.bitbo.io, and normally whenever I talk about anything as far as like assets, investing, I like to have the most precise numbers, but I'm gonna be honest, for this one asset, I really don't really care. No matter how I try to be efficient with this, when you watch this video, it will be outdated no matter what I do. 30 days from now, everything that I was saying was irrelevant, so it doesn't really matter. What I want you to do is scroll down on this website, and I want you to go to long-term power law, and we're gonna talk about what this actually is. Now, if you're on the correct page, you will see Bitcoin long-term power law. It's going to be here with an actual chart. Now, let's scroll down here. This chart is derived by taking two bands of Bitcoin prices, a resistance price at the current price, and then a support price that's below the current price. Now, these resistance and support bands, they were derived by taking a linear regression of the historical Bitcoin price, and that was derived from power law. Now, this power law is just a straight line that represents the correlation between Bitcoin's price and time. This line is then perfectly copied into a slope twice with these two new lines. And really, this is just going to give you an estimate of where Bitcoin's price can potentially go in the future. Now, guys, I've been following this for a long time. I mean, it's been a few years, and it's scary how accurate this thing actually is. So how to interpret the Bitcoin long-term power of law chart. Now, using this chart, two conclusions or perhaps assumptions can be made. Number one, and you guys can again go back and check this, the price of Bitcoin will reach $100,000 per coin no earlier than 2021 and no later than 2028. After 2028, the price will never drop below $100,000. I truly believe that based on my own historical data like that I've done and that I've kept. I believe this is daily accurate. Number two, the price will reach $1 million per coin no earlier than 2028, but no later than 2037. And after 2037, the price will never drop below $1 million. Now, I'm going to give you guys what my assumption is. I believe that Bitcoin is at the end of a cycle right now, right? It's been going down. I believe towards October of 2026 and somewhere between that and November, you are going to get your lowest price of Bitcoin. And I think it could be anywhere between, I would say, 30,000 to 40,000, maybe even slightly lower than 30,000, right in that range. But if I had to guess, I would just say, 40,000 at best. It'll be somewhere in that range. And then once it goes past $100,000, you will never see Bitcoin under $100,000 again after that time. In fact, I don't think you'll see Bitcoin under $100,000 after 2027 or the beginning of 2028, just like this is saying. Now, this is based on my own research. And because of that, I've taken a majority of the money that I've made and I've been putting it into Bitcoin. And of course, I dollar cost average every single day. From what I actually believe, and let's actually scroll back up here. We can see here on this chart, if we go to around, let's say 2034, right here by 2034, it's estimating at the height, Bitcoin might be around $2.5 million or around $924,559.97. That's kind of, it's gonna be scary if that was the same price that I just had. Interesting, right? Or it could be as low as $328,046.26. Here is my goal. I've made this video before YouTube took it down. I'm not really sure why, but this was a very important video to me. So I was like, I'm gonna make it again. My goal was to get 100 Bitcoin because I do believe by around 2034, around that range, I do believe Bitcoin will be somewhere around $1 million. So my goal was to have $100 million by 2034. So, I mean, in the next 8 years, I plan on having my hard retirement done, right? I would say, if I'm being honest, I will probably have $1 million right around towards the end of this year. And I'll try to buy as many Bitcoin as it can allow me to buy. And then I'll dollar cost average. And if there's coins that are, around 30K, 40K, I'll just buy one coin every single month and try to get as many as I can. From my estimates, I'll probably hit 25 to 30 coins, hopefully by maybe April of 2027. I could be wrong. I'm okay with that. But let's say that I'm right. Easily, I could retire easily in the next, not even 8 years, 4 to 8 years, all from doing this. And even if you don't make a lot of money, just simply dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin with all the examples that I gave, you would be able to at least, I would say, comfortably cut back on working. Maybe you could work part-time, right? Just because of that. I'm not saying you have to be full. I'm not talking about like living in a mansion. I'm just talking about buying back your time to have the ability to do what you want to do. And I truly believe this asset will do that, but time is running out. It won't be at these prices. And I don't look at numbers the same way most people do anymore. I mean, a number is just a number. All you have to do is figure out how to be valuable enough to someone else to hit that number. I know everybody won't see it like that, but that's just how I see it. And in my life, whatever I have thought is my reality, and numbers don't just mean the same thing. I can make $1 million in a month. I know I can, and I'm just working on it. So depending on how you look at this, I hope that if your eyes have never been open to this particular asset, if you don't understand the value of it, start educating yourself to understand why this is so important. Bitcoin solves a real problem, a huge problem. Once you understand the problem that Bitcoin solves, you'll understand why it's so valuable and why it's designed to do nothing but go up. All right. So been going on a rant for a while, but I just wanted to go here. If you guys are interested, link is down in the description. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. And the truth is simple. Everything compounds. The money you save will compound. Time compounds. Your decisions compound. Every choice that you make can move you closer to freedom or keep you stuck. So just ask yourself, what are you doing today? Are you doing something that is disciplined? Are you doing something to lead to a happier tomorrow? What is your objective and your goal right now at this current time? If the answer is no, it's time to change. You want to start saving. You want to start investing. You want to start building, because one day it will be too late to start. And the last thing you want is to wait too long and not have the resources to enjoy the rest of your life. Your future self is counting on you. Don't let them down, okay? Make sure that you start doing this right away. And again, it doesn't have to be Bitcoin. Some people don't like this asset, but it could be anything else. Start trying to find ways to multiply your income so that way you can buy your time back. Thank you guys for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. Hopefully this year YouTube will not take this video down. I think it's very important. And again, not sure what happened, but hopefully it stays up and you guys can actually see what this asset can do for you. As always, have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.